The Lotus philosophy. Bloom through the mud. Imagine a flower born in the darkest, filthiest mud. It pushes through the silence, the pressure, the murky water, and without a single stain on its petals, it blossoms on the surface in pure, radiant beauty. That flower is the lotus. The philosophy of the lotus is more than a symbol. It is a path, a way to survive, to become stronger, to grow while keeping your inner clarity. It is not about avoiding pain, but turning it into power. It is not about perfection, but about becoming real. And today, you'll understand why this ancient philosophy could change your entire way of seeing yourself, your struggle, and the world. 1. Growth through suffering. The lotus cannot bloom without mud. Its roots lie deep in slime, in thick, foul water most people try to escape. But that mud, that filth, is its source of nutrients. It is not a flaw. It is a condition. You do not grow in sterile light. You are shaped by chaos, by crisis, by pain. When everything falls apart, when you're on your knees, when nothing makes sense, that is when you are truly forming. In suffering, structure is forged. In loss, depth is born. In solitude, the inner spine awakens. No mud, no lotus. You fear pain, but it is not the enemy. It is your soil. It is the challenge that will either destroy or transform you. Everything depends on how you respond, and if you don't run, you rise, quietly, inwardly. You want to change? Then walk into the darkness of yourself, because that is where your real roots are. No mud, no bloom, no pain, no transformation. 2. Purity in chaos. You live in a world drowning in noise, constant pressure, fear, distraction, comparison, chaos. That's the murky water. But you don't have to let it inside. The lotus leaf repels dirt. It remains clean even when submerged. Biologists call it the lotus effect. Philosophers call it inner autonomy. A ship doesn't sink because it's in water. It sinks when water gets inside. What matters isn't what happens around us. It's what happens within us. The lotus teaches you not to isolate yourself from the world, but to remain yourself within it. To have a place inside you where the noise can't enter, where the world ends and your essence begins. That's strength. That's stoic independence. To remain human, not despite the chaos, but inside it, without armor, but with dignity. 3. The upward path. The lotus always grows upward. It doesn't cling to mud or get stuck in murky waters. It rises always toward the light. And this movement is slow, quiet, almost invisible, but relentless. We, humans, often get stuck. In guilt, in delay, in pain, in doubt. We say, not yet. I'm not ready. I'm too broken. But the lotus doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It grows because that's its nature. You don't have to stay in the dark. You can move up even if it's hard, even if no one believes in you, even if you're afraid. The path upward is not a leap. It's a choice, one step at a time. Growth is not a result. It's a discipline, a daily act. To think clearer, to feel deeper, to stand taller. Slowly, but upward. Always upward. 4. A flower beyond time. The lotus is an ancient symbol of awakening. In Buddhism, it represents enlightenment, liberation from suffering. In Hinduism, divine awareness. But above all, it represents presence. The modern world floods you with noise, distractions, opinions, endless goals. You can live an entire life without once asking, who am I? The lotus is not mysticism, it's clarity. It reminds you, you can see yourself separate the real from the reactive, the self from the illusion that's awakening. You don't have to be perfect, but you must be real to look, with honesty, to live, with awareness, and to return to your center. That's when you become the flower, Not flawless, but whole. Not loud, but unshakable. The verdict: you thought pain was a mistake. You believed chaos meant failure. You assumed that being broken meant the end. But the truth is, the lotus cannot bloom without the mud. You are not weak because of pain. You grow strong by facing it with open eyes. You don't find purity by escaping the world. You become whole by staying true to yourself in it. You are not required to be perfect. You are required to be deep, honest, present, real. The lotus is you. When you choose not to surrender, when you get back up, when you endure, when you take a step despite fear, when you build yourself without breaking others, when you learn to be alone without running, when you stop looking for light because it's already inside you. You were not made to be flawless. You were made to bloom in this world, in this moment, in this dirt, now. That is the lotus. And if you accept its path, you will no longer ask for permission to be yourself. You will no longer hide from your power. You won't become someone else. You will become whole. You were never lost, only asleep. And now you awaken